I'm heading out to the chicken coop for my midday egg check. There's two reasons I'm doing this. One is because it's so flipping cold, my eggs are freezing. And two, ever since we moved the ducks over to the chicken coop, we've had a visit from a possum who ate our eggs. I went out one night to lock them up and there he was. I had to chase him out with a stick. Oh, we've got company. Hi guys, how's it going? Hello, welcome wagon. Hi. Hello, my friends. Hello, my little friends. We got one. Looks like our September babies are getting really close to laying. You notice lavender Orpington's getting a little red wattles going on. I think it's only a few more weeks. And then we'll have our veritable egg explosion. We've gone from 1 egg a day to getting about 3 to 6, which is kind of awesome. Unfortunately, we have to stay on top of them because, well, unfortunately, we've lost several to freezing, and we lost about 5 to that possum. But all in all, the ducks and the chickens are getting along really, really well. So I'm pretty pleased. Now we have to go inside. I've got some mail that just came in. So I recently made a big order to Johnny's, and I was a little short for the minimum free shipping amount. So I broke one of my rules and I bought some more seeds. I have a sickness. Now the big order hasn't gotten here. It's a lot of oversized things. Landscape fabric, Agribond, floating row cover, and little hoops to support the floating row cover. It hasn't gotten here, the seeds have, so we're gonna unbox them and see what it is that I brought home. Some of them might surprise you. The big one that I got was, I realized that the spacing on my snaps could be a little more compact, which meant I needed more plants, which meant I needed more seeds. And when I made my first big order, I had ordered the Costa, which is an early variety, and largely the Potomac. And both of those have actually germinated fairly well. I'm pretty pleased with them. But the one that I walked away from, the one that got away, was the Madame Butterfly. And I picked some up. I picked up the Madame Butterfly mix because they're so pretty. They're a double snapdragon, and they look kind of like azaleas. They're nice, big, robust, dramatic snaps. So I picked up just one package of them, about 250 seeds. The other thing I picked up was, I realized that I was a little short on like fall type foliage. So I picked up couple packages of sorghum broom corn. So a bicolor sorghum broom corn mix. I wanted something that would play really well with more of my autumn variety plants, you know, my late season sunflowers, some of my dahlias, and I thought this would be really pretty. It was just really neat looking. I picked up more lavender because I want to really lean into my perennials this year. I have lavender started, I have rosemary, I have yarrow. A lot of herbs are perennial up here in this zone. Lavender is one of them. Lavender is one of the ones I could never grow in Houston. So now I'm like, I'm going to grow you in abundance. So I've gone through, I've gone through 2 packages of lavender, and this is 3 and 4. The other big perennial that I'm leaning heavily into is dianthus. Specifically carnations. Even more specifically, we're going to drill down even farther. French heirloom varietals of carnations. They are perennial here. I know this for a fact. Okay. Carnations and Sweet William plants are like cousins, kind of like cabbage and cauliflower. You know, all the brassica family. They are in the same family. And one of the previous owners planted a significant amount of Sweet William in our yard in the peony bed, and they are still coming back. So that indicates to me that yes, they are perennial, yes, they will come back. So investing this $40 in seeds, I don't think it was that much. No, I don't think it was that much. So investing in 4 different kinds of carnations is going to mean that I have carnations in perpetuity, or at least until the plants fizzle out and die. That seems like a win-win. I think the more I can plant perennials, the less startup it's going to be for me every year. I think perennials are really a good way of helping secure. They're great for when things don't take off the way you want them to. So I got Chabad, it's Chabad Beniga. I got Chabad La France. I got Chabad Orange Sherbet, and I got Chabad Picotea Double Mix, which is a really pretty double carnation. They're very fluffy flowers. The real big outlier in my seed purchase was a package of sweet corn and 2 packages of pumpkin seeds. One of the things that I've learned that I think is highly valuable is I think it's really important, especially when you move to a new place, to talk to the people who've lived here a while. And a few weeks ago, Everett and I went over to one of our neighbors and took him a chicken, and we ended up doing the Midwestern thing where we sat there for 4 hours talking. Completely unanticipated. We even tried to execute a Midwestern goodbye, which is when you leave, but you don't really leave. You just stay, you know, it's kind of like the warning shot, like, I'm leaving, let's chat some more. And then you're like, then you try to leave again, and you end up talking by the car, and then eventually you get out of the house of the person that you are visiting. Yeah, it happened. But while I was at our neighbor's house, he told me a story about a guy who used to live around the corner from us, who used to sell sweet corn at his farm stand, and how his family got to go to Disney World every year on the proceeds from their sweet corn sales. Whether or not that's true, we don't know, but he told me, he's like, if you're gonna have a farm stand, you need to grow some sweet corn and sell it. And I'm like, you know what? He's not entirely, the thought isn't entirely without merit. because sometimes that one thing that people really want drives business to your location. It's not quite a loss leader, but it's kind of like we're gonna use the sweet corn. We're gonna use the sweet corn and the fresh eggs to get people here to buy the flowers. It's not like I'm going to go into the produce business, but we are going to diversify just a small smidge. And the pumpkins are solely so I can supplement my autumn flowers with some more autumn things because, again, it's like the sweet corn. You get people to you lure people to your farm stand with something that they need, like jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, and then you stock it with other things that they might possibly want. And it gives me an opportunity to do some really cool intercropping with some green beans. I'm going to do my intent is to do a variation on a Three Sisters type intercropping where I grow the corn with the pumpkins and some green beans. So the green beans fix nitrogen that the corn needs, and the big leaves of the pumpkins shade everything and help prevent weed production. Again, will it work? I don't know. We're gonna try. It's all about experimentation. So that was Johnny's. I also made a fairly sizable order to Baker Creek because Everett and I we have our garden bed that we put in, our potager, our kitchen garden that we put in last year. We're expanding it. One of the things we've noticed about our house is that the previous owner, there are two previous owners that we know about. One of them, 2 owners ago, used this area out in front of our house as a strawberry and rhubarb bed, from what I understand from talking to the neighbors. It was ripped out by the owners we bought the house from, and they put decking there. To each their own. The problem that Everett and I have discovered is that the water there's a downspout that goes under the deck, and the water from the melting snow gets under the deck and comes out onto our sidewalk and creates a very badly maintained ice skating rink. And I busted my butt out there a couple days ago, and I don't want to keep doing that. So I think having some permeable ground where water can go is going to benefit us both, and it allows us to expand our garden. Which you can grow strawberries there, you can grow all sorts of things there. So we're putting in a few more beds in a few other places so that we can fully utilize that area of our yard and fence it more efficiently, which is a very roundabout way of saying I needed more seeds because 4 binders isn't enough. I literally have 4 binders of seeds. I reorganized them. All right. Most of these solely exist to fill gaps that were in my binder. Like these onions. I got these onions because I realized that all of my onions are short day onions, and because of the zone we're in, we need long day onions. I bought all my seeds for when I lived in Houston. So we bought Southport Red Globe onion, which is a red onion. I bought yellow Spanish onion, which of course is a yellow onion. That's also a long day onion. I ran out of arugula. I had none. So getting an arugula really, it was filling that gap that we had. I also got wasabi arugula because it sounded interesting. And then I got wild, because if I buy one, I have to buy it in 3. I bought a wild rocket arugula. Additionally, I got a Japanese, it's called Ishikura. It's a It's a scallion. It's a green onion. We use green onions a lot in cooking, so I thought this might be a good addition to the garden. And then I bought a pickling cucumber because I was out of pickling cucumber because I planted all my pickling cucumbers last year. I bought my favorite French breakfast radish, which it is my favorite radish. Of all the radishes that I grow, this one's up there. And then I bought, this is for a project, but I bought glass gem popcorn seed because I thought it was really pretty, and I'm growing it for a specific purpose this year. More on that in several months when it grows. And I bought Cracker Jack marigolds, Kilimanjaro white marigold, and Snow Princess calendula. Because I really wanted to grow a white calendula because, as you all know, I really like calendula. I have a pink calendula that I found, so I started some of that. And I just thought it would be a really nice supplement to the other more traditional oranges that I have. So I have pink and white calendula now. And this was the only place I could find it, so I got that. It's probably not the only place that carries it, but if you're making a big order and it's free to ship it, go for it. And then, of course, they sent me my 2 free seeds, which they sent me a Japanese wasabi radish, which I'm very excited about, and a cucumber that looks a lot like a zucchini, but it's called a Beet Alpha. It's a Mediterranean. It's a cucumber that was it's a cucumber that is a slicer or pickler that originated on a kibbutz farm in Israel. It's very popular in the Mediterranean. I'm reading the back of the seed thing because I had no idea what this was. I thought it was a zucchini, but no, it is a cucumber, and it's very pretty. I'm very excited about this wasabi radish because I very nearly bought the wasabi radish and then I put it back. So thank you, Baker Creek. I also bought 2 kinds of celery, but I forgot to get them when I made my big order, so I bought them separately, and they're coming in a separate package. One of them is a pink celery, and one of them is just a traditional celery. I've never grown celery before. I never really cooked with it very much, but I've started when I make gumbo and things like that. Gumbo or dressings when I make chicken, I use celery in those, and I decided let's grow it. We're kind of on this, not really an animal vegetable miracle type push, but we're trying to grow as much of our own food as possible this year, and celery was one of those things I had no seeds for, so I bought 2 of those. So I didn't go completely overboard, just sort of overboard. But some of them is business, some of it's business, some of it's pleasure. And I'm okay with that. So that's me breaking the rules, buying more seeds. I figure if you're gonna spend your money on something, that's not a bad thing to spend it on. And honestly, one of the cool things is it's enabling me to, my enormous seed collection is enabling me to start a large variety of different types of plants. And I'm not going to do a full-fledged seedling sale this year, but I'm hoping to kind of help get an early jump on promoting our farm by doing a little mini seedling sale of anything that I have that's superfluous. I don't want to put too much effort into it, especially as I'm trying to get my garden bed established, but this seemed like a good icebreaker to tell the community, hey, I'm out here, come visit the farm. I can't believe that February is almost, it is over halfway over. It's very nearly over. March is going to be intense, but April is where things are going to get real. This is kind of the calm before the veritable chaos and maelstrom that is coming. So stay tuned, buckle up, and we'll see you soon. Hopefully this garden will grow. Stick around and see how it happens.